Chapter 4, Episode 2 will be all about isotopes. All atoms of an element are the same or identical in terms of mass, size, and properties. That's the second postulate of the atomic theory. So before we thought that the atoms of the same element will have the same properties, the same mass, and the same size. But of course, we know that right now this is not true because the atoms of the same element may have different mass number. For example, aside from carbon 12, we also have carbon 13 and we also have carbon 14. Now again, all of these are carbon atoms, but they have different mass number. We call this variants or versions or variations as isotopes. Again, isotopes are variants or variations of the same chemical element with different mass number. So if we look on to their composition, let's start with carbon 12. Over here we have 6 protons, 6 electrons, then we have 6 neutrons. Then for carbon 13, this is atomic number 6 and the mass of 13. From this, we can say it's composed of 6 protons, 6 electrons, then we have 7 neutrons. And then for carbon 14, so we have this one, we have protons, electrons, neutrons, we have 6 protons, we have 6 electrons, and then we have 8 neutrons. So again, on this case, they have different mass number, and again, the mass is equal to the protons plus the neutrons. On this case, all of them have the same number of protons. So here, the cause on the difference on the mass is caused by the difference on the number of neutrons. So if we look here, we have for carbon 12, we have 6 neutrons. For carbon 13, they have 7 neutrons. And then for carbon 14, we have 8 neutrons. So again, they have the same number of protons, but different number of neutrons in each atom. And now for the mass in your table of elements, that's the average of the mass number. So again, this is not the only mass of carbon, it is just the average of all these measurements. So we also have carbon 13, then carbon 14. So this decimal is caused by the other masses. It's 12 because most of the carbon atoms are carbon 12, then some are 13, 14. So that gives this decimals on the average.